about the money. The next thing you know, as I'm pulling.
If you would like to be a sponsor on Replicon Radio, shoot us an email at therepliconiswatching@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Party time.
Yeah.
Potty time. We just did that.
No, party time.
I'm gonna go party. I'm gonna go potty.
Party. It might be potty.
Everybody
for you,
needs to go
but it's
potty before we
time.
leave the house.
I do before I leave the house.
I do, and I do when I get here, and then right before we go on, and then if we have a guest right before then, yeah. I do as well. I drink a lot of water, man.
There
We're on the
was a
same
robbery
schedule.
at the liquor store. There
Hey.
was a robbery. Someone got shot.
All right. Well, if you can't tell by the sound of our voices, we are back. We are live. If you're tuned into the live stream on the website, YouTube is back up as well. If you guys could do us a favor, just head on over to YouTube right now and share it out. Tell your friends, your mom, your dad.
Just hit
Put
the
it on your
like
Facebook.
button and hit a comment on there.
You probably have a Facebook. You could post it to your story or something.
Yeah, but not everybody wants to do that. Just,
What is a Facebook?
It's like
I mean, unless they
Is that when
really
you
like it.
smack somebody in the face with a book?
I did that one time.
yeah.
I smacked somebody in the face with a lunchbox.
But you put the link to our show on there first, so that when they walk around, people can see. Oh, Replicon Radio.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely.
That you associate with good people.
But
Is that one of them social media things?
yeah,
It's socials.
we want you to be social,
Is that a social?
The goddamn social.
and we're gonna be social as well because
Drive
we have a
mustache.
special guest on the line,
We're
bro.
a special guest.
We do.
We do have a special guest on the line. I'm excited to get to know her. Hopefully, you guys are too. Give it up for our special guest, Venom. Stay drippin'.
What up? How are y'all doing?
Yo,
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. I just got off work. I'm sleepy, but it's cool.
Hell yeah!
Well, wake up.
It's time
I
to
know.
wake up.
Time to wake up.
It is. I'm excited.
You're supposed to be staying dripping. What you doing? And they
I
Venom
know.
stay sleepy.
I stay sleeping. I swear.
She needs that energy to.
Take a shot of Venom.
I don't know where I was going with that, but she needs that energy.
That's right.
I do.
Hell yeah! Well, welcome to Replicon Radio. We're excited to have you on the show.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. You guys are cutting up before I came on. Y'all are funny.
You'll get your second wind as we're doing the interview.
Oh yeah.
I hope. Yeah, as soon as Rue falls asleep, you'll wake up.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, man. The heat beat the fuck out of me today at work, so I might just sleep a
Terrible.
little.
That's all right. He's gonna hit us up on Tuesday and listen to the show then.
You're
Right.
correct.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's hot as fuck. I think my car said it was the heat index was 103. I was like, Jesus.
On the-
Like 114 here.
When I drove to the studio today, a little bit ago, it was 114 the heat index.
Oh my God, I can't do it.
Yeah.
It ain't even summer till next week, yo.
Oh
man,
what?
that's crazy.
I think that's bullshit.
That's what the calendar says.
What?
I'm saying.
What?
I mean,
Well,
you
since
know-
when did spring go into June?
I mean, if
You
you
know
believe
how-
in calendars,
You know
I
how
don't
we have 12 springs and 15 summers, and then one more spring, and then it's summer and summer and summer, and then fall might hit, and then we got another 13
and then
more
11
summers.
months of winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
something to look forward to, man.
Yeah, during the summer, it seems like summer's going on forever. Then during the winter, it's like, no. This is forever. This is what forever
Facts.
is. Yeah.
Facts.
it's
Do y'all
like-
get ice and shit there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, not super
Not as
bad,
much as
but
we
we
used
do
to.
occasionally, yeah.
Yeah, we get a little bit of snow, but it's mostly ice storms. So it's half of the winter time. If it's bad, it's literally an ice storm every other week.
We used
Fuck
to
that.
get a lot of snow besides until the government started fucking with the global warming bullshit.
Now we get that fake, fake government snow.
Yeah, now we get
Right? Don't even fucking make snowballs.
And it
anymore.
looks like the little styrofoam balls that don't melt. Like, that's
Yeah.
suspicious.
You go try throwing one of them snowballs and it just bursts in the air as soon as it leaves your hand. It's like,
Mhm.
what the
It's-
powder.
It's shit like that is why we don't have tornadoes hit the city.
Yeah,
And
but
that's
it
all
still-
pollution
It still
bubble.
tastes good when you
still
make snow
tastes
ice cream out of it, though.
Yeah, icicles taste good too, but you shouldn't be eating it out of the gutter.
Man,
No,
I don't trust that shit at all.
I think you can eat the tip of it, but you just can't eat the end of it that hang on the gutter.
I don't know.
I'm
Oh,
talking about
yeah.
eating the tip over there.
The
The
icicle.
icicle, bro. The icicle.
I want to
Oh.
eat an icicle.
Motherfucking
I thought we were talking about burgers again.
No.
yeah, no,
Only
that was-
only
yeah.
the burger get the tip, bro.
All right.
That burger
Oh
be
my God.
frozen. I don't think you want that blowjob. Mm-mm, no.
It did look a little frozen, didn't it?
Yeah,
With the
it's like this is a
mascara
never frozen meat patty that be slobbing on the knob.
That mascara was frozen to the face.
Yeah.
Woo! Hell yeah.
We're off the rails.
Oh,
We're back.
I like to yank the wheel as soon as we leave the tunnel.
We gotta let people know what they're getting themselves into.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
We got Venom Stay Drippin' on the line, y'all. Hell yeah.
Hey.
So I don't know if you listen to the show or not, but we like to get to know people. That's what we do. We wanna learn the history. We don't have, a week or two to get to know you, but
You gonna learn us today.
we got a little bit of time.
Right.
But we like to go back. I mean, you mentioned the weather and stuff. For anybody that doesn't know, she is not too far down the road, Oklahoma City.
Yeah,
A
Oklahoma
few hours
City.
away.
That ain't too far though.
No.
That ain't too far.
Yeah.
So you're born and raised in Oklahoma, right?
Yep.
So what was like music wise, like Oklahoma? When you think music, you don't necessarily think
Hold on, wait. You guys got wild fucking bobcats out there, right?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, in some places.
I seen one of them motherfuckers. We was on our way to Texas A&M. No, we was on our way to Texas A&M. We went through Oklahoma City and we stopped off at this gas station. This fucking big ass cat. I thought it was a bobcat, and I was like,
"There's a bobcat at the gas station."
This motherfucker, yeah, it was up on the rocks, dude. I'm like, this motherfucker's gonna come eat us. Watch this shit. I'm watching.
That's
I'm
funny.
like, fuck this motherfucker. I got back in the RV. I was like, fuck you. I'm out. I'm gone.
Well, in my 29 years of living here, I have never seen a bobcat in the wild.
I seen it.
That sounds scary as fuck.
It was too big to be a house cat. I know that. Yeah, this motherfucker
That's
was
funny. Yeah, I'd probably freak out too. There's no way.
I mean, I like tigers and shit. I don't like house cats, but I like tigers. Tigers are my favorite animal.
I wouldn't want to see one of them at the gas station either.
I mean, I like tigers too, but I don't want to see a tiger where it can get me. Like, if it can come up to me,
Right.
we got problems.
Right? That's why I jumped my ass back in the RV. I was like, I'm out.
Facts.
Fuck y'all.
Absolutely. I'm not playing with them damn things. Their fucking paws are probably as big as my head. Like, there's no way.
Right?
Yeah. No.
I don't want to.
But anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt, but yeah, that just made me think of that because I got talking about it with somebody the other
Well, because
day.
if you was growing up with some shit like that, you'd be growing a whole different lifestyle.
Right.
Right.
Fuck that.
You ain't lying, man. Like, I might catch one and have one for a
I'm
pet.
scared now. That's
You
only
better
a
keep
few
that
hours
motherfucker
away. You
fed
could
'cause
come
it'll
here.
turn on you.
They could.
We got coyotes. It's kind of like
Yeah.
a bobcat.
I don't want that either.
It's not,
Yeah.
but
Okay, so
Yeah, let's get sorry.
growing up out there with the bobcats and shit.
yeah.
Were you like banging on sticks with like what the hell's going on? There's a whole new side of Oklahoma I didn't know nothing about. Damn.
Oh, dude, yeah, they got all kinds of shit.
Fuck all that.
I thought
Yeah.
it was bad already.
Well, I definitely bobcats and dust is what we're thinking about, not fucking hip hop and fucking singing and shit. So
Yeah, that's true though. I mean, like, we have some cool artists out here, but like, to be real with you, there's really not a whole lot of people that have come out of Oklahoma yet. You know what I mean? There's like one that I can think of, but other than that, I mean, it's kind of all local stuff. I mean, I don't really know how to explain it. We haven't really blown up yet. You know how like every region has their person, and like we don't have our person yet. So I can't really brag too hard, you know?
yeah, all we got's Nelly.
Yeah, St. Louis didn't have theirs until Nelly and then Chingy came out.
Oh yeah.
We had that blues player,
And then Nico Smith came along somewhere.
the guy that played the blues. We had him.
No, you say BB King, I'm going to smack you in the face.
Oh, not him.
Oh.
Chuck Berry.
Chuck Berry. I got him.
Chuck Larry.
Chuck Larry.
He's a basketball player for the St. Louis Blues.
Yeah.
He's a basketball player for the St. Louis Blues. Just a fucking...
That's funny. Nah, but like I don't really know who I would say like is like super big from out here. I know like the people that come out here, like Tech loves Oklahoma, he loves Tulsa. But as far as just like artists go, that I can't really think of any that have like made their mark yet. You know what I mean? But we have some really dope local artists out here that are working really hard. You know, but other than that, really, it's just kind of a local thing.
I'm pretty sure y'all had some pretty big ones because I mean this one I looked it up and it's, you got Garth Brooks.
I mean,
Toby
yeah, I'm talking
Keith,
about hip hop.
Reba McEntire,
I don't give a fuck about country.
Terry Underwood.
Is there any hip hop artists on that
I
list,
can look
though?
for it. I'll get back to you.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
There's a lot of cowboys on
I mean,
there.
there could be.
I mean, Garth Brooks is pretty fucking big.
Where's Post Malone from? Isn't he
Reba
from some
McEntire's
weird
pretty
place?
fucking big. But
Toby
Yeah,
Keith
but
is
they're
pretty
country.
fucking
I'm talking
big.
about hip hop.
Toby Keith
You
got
know what I
his
mean?
spot, his
All right.
restaurant down there, right?
All
He
right, hold
owns a
on.
casino
Hold
shit.
on, let me.
yeah, but Toby
Famous.
Keith
He's got his I love this bar or whatever, right?
From
Is that a thing? I love this bar.
Ooh, I love this bar.
Is that a real thing, or am I making that up?
He's got a song called "I Love This Bar."
But doesn't he have a bar that's called that or some shit?
Yeah, there is one. There's
I
one
love
here.
this bar.
Yeah, she said she lives there.
What's the name of his bar?
Toby Keith's I Love This Bar and Grill.
I love this bar and grill. That's the name of it.
Yeah, Toby Keith's I love this. But I was right. I love this bar.
Yeah.
But
Right.
I could have cut out all those other words and just used the word bar twice.
You're right.
They got everybody gets a red Solo cup and shit. I want to go.
That's all served there is red
Fuck
Solo
yeah! Why
cup.
wouldn't it be? Reusable boys too.
Oh yeah,
Save
like
the environment
hard
and shit.
ones?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I don't think there's very many big rappers.
So Venom
out there.
stay dripping.
No.
She's the first.
This is pulling up a weird search result.
So growing up in a Garth Brooks, Toby Keith environment,
I feel like I'm pulling up a SoundCloud.
what was kind of your like early? You started pretty young. Like, so what was like your early inspirations into music and stuff like that?
Oh man. Like if you want to go from the beginning, because like whenever I was a kid and I was like a little baby kid, like my main influences were like Alicia Keys and shit, because really, to be honest with you, I wanted to be a singer, but I was too scared to sing in front of people. So I was like, I still want to do music, and maybe that'll help me learn how to be comfortable singing in front of people. So I listen to a lot of Tech Nine, and I have an older brother. He's 10 years older than me, so he put me onto everything that he listened to when I was real young, like Eminem and Biggie and Tupac and Sugar Free and stuff like that. And so, one day, I've always been into writing poetry and writing songs, and I was like, maybe I could rap. So I wrote a rap. I think I wrote it to like a Gorilla Zoe beat when I was like 15, 14, something like that. And I showed it to my brother, and my brother was like, this is actually pretty good. And I was like, really? So I kind of just ran with it. You know what I mean? It was really just a hobby at first, just a way to kind of like an outlet for me, because I've always had anxiety and depression and shit. So it was really just fun for me to do. And then I recorded my first mixtape whenever I was in high school. I think I was either a junior or senior. I can't remember. But yeah, so that's whenever I dropped my first mixtape, and then after I dropped my first mixtape, that's whenever I started taking music really seriously, and I've just been teaching myself how to do everything ever since.
So you were writing like in your journal and doing like poetry and stuff like that prior to,
Yeah, whenever I was real young, like super young, I remember writing poetry when I was like 10 or 11, so I've always kind of been into that and creative writing and stuff.
That's what's up. She's like, shit, let's just put it to a beat and see what happens.
Right, and I did.
My brother wasn't even
I used to record my music on a digital camera. I used to record audio on there and post it to my MySpace page. Before I met anybody that I could get in the studio with. I think I first got in the studio when I was 16, but before that I was just like making audio clips with my camera and posting that shit on MySpace.
Oh, that audio was trash.
Oh, it was horrible, and I'm so glad that MySpace doesn't exist.
You gotta do what you gotta do, but fuck, it probably sounds like a...
Yeah, you work with what we
you
had
hear me?
back then.
Probably singing through aluminum foil balls.
Man, you had to do what you had to do, and then I like upgraded to like a little headset, and like what is that shit called? Is it Audacity? Is that the shit that you used, that people used to record music back in the day?
Yeah, that was one of them. Sure.
Fruit Loops.
It was awful though. It was terrible.
Yeah, hit them with that Fruity Loops.
Yeah, you had to, like, to get real recorded, you had to go to a professional studio.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Whenever I first went to
Pre-Pro
a
Tools, you
professional
were
studio,
fucked.
She had that
I
Talk
lost
Boy.
my shit.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah, Talk Boy.
Yeah. If I was a rapper, I would have definitely been using my Talk Boys from back in the day, because I had like two of those.
I had one of them motherfuckers from Home Alone. Hell yeah.
Then you could pretend like you were on stage and everything with that. It's a handheld.
You can affect your voice and shit.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
You know?
So 16 years old, how does a 16-year-old, I mean, nowadays it's different, but like, how does a 16-year-old find a studio, and like, how did that whole process kind of come about?
Well, to be honest with you, so like I said, I used to show people my music. I used to rap at the lunch table, stuff like that. And then one time at lunch, I can't even remember his name. One of my homies at school was like, hey, I got a big cousin. He's a rapper and shit, and I'm going to link you with him, and maybe y'all can get something going. So he goes by Whitey B's. I don't know if he does music anymore because I'm not in contact with him anymore, but he's the one who took me to the studio for the first time, and I got on 2 of his songs. And from there, I met the engineer. He goes by Jay Rain. I'm not sure if he does engineering anymore either, but that's the first studio I ever went to. And then once I met him, then I started booking my own studio time with him, and I would take my big cousins with me because I was a kid, so I didn't feel comfortable going to a grown-ass man's house by myself. So they came with me, and I used to save my lunch money from school, clean my grandma's house, like mow yards, whatever I had to do to get studio time money to be able to record. And at that time, I think I was taking beats off of like Shadowville and shit and SoundClick and stuff like that is where I was getting my beats, and that's why I put out mixtapes, because I couldn't afford the beats. So but that's how I started, you know what I mean? I just did what I had to do, and what I could do was, being a kid.
Hell yeah, that's the shit. So you finally did a whole mixtape, other people's beats, stuff like that, and then what, you just like handed out at school, or like what was the idea?
Yeah, so like I burned a whole bunch of CDs and shit, and I just passed them out of school, and everybody was like, what the fuck? Like, they had no idea who I was, and I was like, well, I mean, if you like rap and listen to my music, I don't know. I mean, it was ass, but for the time, like, everybody thought I was crazy. They were like, damn, you can spit, whatever. And if you go and listen to it, my first mixtape is still on Dat Piff, and it's absolute ass. You can definitely tell I had no idea what I was doing, but I was, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gave myself the push to like at least try, and so everybody thought I was good, and I don't know if it was just because I was a white girl that rapped, because you know how that goes, but I got pretty good feedback from that. And then I started getting, people asking me if I wanted to do shows and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, cool. I posted my stuff on YouTube, and, for back then I was getting 10, 12,000 views on my shit. And I was confused because I was like, damn, I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know that my first mixtape would get these kind of views. And, for a kid, that's a lot, back then, before viral was a thing, whenever you had to go on YouTube and type in, white female rapper or whatever to find what you were looking for. And so that's how I did it. I just hashtag white female rapper on all my shit. And that's how I started getting a fan base. And I don't have a huge fan base, but the fans that I do have, and I don't like to call them fans, I like to call them supporters, because to me that just sounds weird. So the supporters that I do have, I probably have like a good handful of people that are still rocking with me from the MySpace days, from whenever I was still in high school and shit like that. And it's really dope to have people that still fuck with me, because that means that they really believed in me. I've had a lot of people stop fucking with me, or over the years just lose contact and stuff, but there are quite a few people that still care about my music and message me to this day, like saying that they're proud of me and shit for how far I've come. So it's cool to see the progress.
No, that's the shit. That's dope as
hell. Yeah.
That's always good to hear. And maybe I wish I would have known about the Dat Piff. I would have had some of that stuff loaded, but you guys.
Oh God, no! Listen to that on your own time. It's garbage.
But I mean, in relative, you were a 16-year-old kid in high school, so it probably was dope to a 16-year-old kid in high school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
back then.
It might not be dope now, but
yeah, absolutely not. I will get up and leave the room if somebody plays that shit.
But yeah, you know what I mean? That's dope. It's still there, because then people can watch the progression. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be a hater and just delete all my shit, because it's like, if people really want to go back and listen to it, who am I to stop them? You know what I'm saying? I warned you that it's ass. Waste your time if you want to.
Hell yeah. That's dope, though.
Yeah.
So during that time period, you were going to the studio visiting this guy, and at the same time, I guess, you were learning all this stuff as well, because I know you say you're like you do a lot of it yourself with the engineering and producing. So it was like, did you take a lot from that guy, from that going to that first studio, or like how did you get into kind of doing things, being self-sufficient?
Yeah, so for like the first like 5 years of music, I just went to the studio and did my stuff there. And then whenever I moved out, when I was like 18, I moved into my first house. I was in an apartment before, but I moved into my first house when I was 19, sorry. and I had a boyfriend at the time, and he did music as well. So what we did then was, instead of, you know, booking studio time and stuff, we started investing all the extra money that we were making, like, you know, whether it be our tax returns, if we had an extra check that month, we would just buy equipment, you know what I'm saying? Like, we bought a computer, we bought an interface, a microphone, we bought padding for the closet, we made a booth, like, we did, you know, everything that you're supposed to do as an artist if you're smart. Because it's more, for me, in my opinion, I feel like learning it yourself, you actually get to learn your sound, you get to experiment, you're not limited on time, you know what I'm saying? If you want to get up at, you know, 7 in the morning and record till 8 a.m. the next day, like, you have all the time in the world because you've invested your money into that. And so, you know, just over the years, I've just, you know, upgraded everything and just kept what I had, you know, that could still work, and speakers and monitors, and learning how to produce and engineer and mix and all that. Like, it's all just been like me sitting at the computer watching YouTube tutorials or peeping game from the homies whenever I'm over, you know, recording with them. I'll learn something or see how they do something, and then I apply that to my shape. It's all just a learning process for me. I love learning. It's one of my addictions. I'm not one of those people that just like sits there and watches, you know, movies or TV for no purpose. Like, I'm watching documentaries, I'm watching, you know, music stuff, just anything that I can soak up, because I feel like you can never learn enough, and you're never too good for something. There's always room for progression. So I feel like that's really why I decided to teach myself how to do this, so I can really, you know, generate my own sound and learn, because I really like learning. Like, that's one of my pastimes. I just enjoy doing it.
Amen to that.
Hell yeah.
That's the shit. Quick shout out to Chris Crack. She says, yes, girl, use shit. Rep it, baby. She's in a $4.99 super chat on her YouTube.
Hey.
So we appreciate
that's
that.
my homegirl. I love her.
Yeah. I'm going to call you Diabolic the wife. But we love you.
Yes.
But hell yeah. Appreciate the hell out of that. So, and then you also play the drums. Is that correct?
Yeah, so I was in drumline in school. I played drums. I never had a drum set of my own, though. My mom would probably fucking kill me. I had a snare drum, and I used to drive her insane. I had drumsticks. I would beat on every surface possible in my house, and my mom would go nuts. She would be so mad at me, but I didn't care, because music has just been my life, like, since I can remember. And that's really where I learned, you know, rhythm. And so it was kind of easy for me to learn how to make beats, since I already had that. You know, I can apply that to. It was kind of hard to do it on the computer, because it's like, damn, I don't really, you know what I mean? It's a learning curve. But yeah, playing drums has really helped me with even just my cadence and rapping. I love playing the drums. I played every drum there was in band. I played snare drum, quads, bass drum, all that.
That's dope. No, that's a huge help, because I mean, most rappers, unfortunately, go into a studio or try to make music, they don't even know what a beat is, or a metronome, or anything, and that you're already doing that. Like, so that's dope.
Yeah. It's crazy. I think I started playing drums in 6th grade.
Wow.
That's the first time I played drums. I was in choir. I was in all that shit.
That's probably why the kids at school were impressed. Like, wait a minute, the girl from the drum line is rapping? What the hell's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, and that's really where I spend most of my time.
Because that's only cool in a Nick Cannon movie.
Do what?
I said drumline. That shit was only cool in a Nick Cannon movie.
Hey, but look, whenever that shit first came out, my first time that shit, I bet you I was inspired as fuck, and I went in there trying to learn all them cadences from that movie. I swear I did.
I believe it.
Yeah.
At least in my school, like those kids, you know what I mean? Like those are like the nerdy kids. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
Nah, it's dope though. I mean, Larry. I mean,
hey, I went to a predominantly black school though. I was probably like one of maybe 10 white kids out of the entire school. So our drum line was lit. Like, we was playing like loonies and like 5 on it and shit. We weren't playing bullshit.
Damn, I went to the wrong.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, we're out here in white suburbia, fam.
Yeah, see, it's crazy because
you
it's
might
like
as well be a flag girl or something.
I'm just so used to being the minority of the group that I kick it with. You know what I mean? So I got a lot of soul in me. I really do. It's funny though, because it's like most people when they hear my music, they're like, they didn't know I was white until they saw my face, or they hear me sing. They had no idea I was white.
That's fresh as hell though.
Yeah,
it's a huge advantage. Playing the drill, like it's weird. You know what I mean? You don't think about the things you don't think about. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
No one would think, oh, the girl who played the drums in school was gonna do hip hop, and now she can make her own beats because she knows how to.
Right, exactly.
You were taught that. You just had to have the machine to do it instead of the drum.
Right.
That's so dope.
It is super dope. I enjoy it.
The drums, bro.
Do what?
Yeah, for sure. I know, absolutely.
Yeah, you still just play the drums and make a beat.
Yeah, but most people don't. But yeah, you could.
Oh yeah, I got a beat pad and stuff I can mess with. It's cool.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to. But yeah, live drums is dope too. So that's what. So you not only do you play the drums, so then you get to the studio and then you teach yourself how to use the boards and how to produce and how to engineer. So then you start making your own beats and stuff like that. Do you do a lot of your own beats, or is that something?
Oh yeah. A lot of my most of my beats that I rap over now, or that I even sing over, like I try my best to make my own from scratch. Mostly because, you know, with my music growing, like I want to have exclusive rights to own my stuff, so then that way I can, you know, put it on all platforms and not have to worry about copyright issues and not have to spend an arm and a leg on money or on beats because I don't have a whole lot of money. You know what I mean? I like to invest all my stuff, all my money into equipment or videos and visuals and stuff like that, because I feel like that's where it's most important to be at, you know. And so I prefer to make my own beats, because when I'm making my own beats and I start from scratch, if I hear a sample or a loop or something that I like, I can kind of gauge what kind of song I'm about to create. Like for example, my song Drowning, whenever I produced that beat, I was writing the song while I was making the beat, and like I was coming up with the melodies and stuff while I was making the beat.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. So, and then obviously I'm going to catch up on the newer stuff too, but so your creativeness doesn't just lend its hand to music, it also lends its hand to baking and food, and you
Yep.
own a bake shop or a cake shop? Tell me.
Yeah, so I bake cakes from home. It's a small business. But yeah, it's been pretty successful. I started in 2017. I've been decorating cakes since I was 18, because my first job I was a decorator at Walmart, and then I leveled up to Sam's Club, and then I leveled up to Uptown, which is like a bougie grocery store out here. And then from Uptown, I quit Uptown, and I went out on a limb, and I started working from home, so then that way I could focus more on music. And it went really well up until COVID, and then COVID made everything kind of slow down. And so once that happened, I still do cakes, just not as often. I'm in the marijuana industry now, and I really enjoy cakes. Cakes are just something else that I can be creative with. I'm self-taught in that too, so
that's definitely a fucking cool ass thing.
Hell
so,
yeah!
Now you can just make marijuana cakes though, right?
Yeah, I will. I definitely will.
If you would like a marijuana wedding cake, I know the girl.
Like, facts. Good. Just let me know. I got you.
Y'all trying to get some edibles at your wedding, fam?
Have everybody fucked up. That's funny.
Venom, stay dripping. That's the spot.
Hell yeah.
That's dope. So you run a cake business. You're in the what are you doing in the medical marijuana? Are you working? You growing like?
So I work for a processing company. We make like suckers, gummies, candy. We do like capsules. What else do we do? I mean, we do everything, but I'm mostly on the consumable part of it, where we make the food. So I do that. I'm currently, this is an exclusive thing I'm about to tell y'all, I'm currently working on creating my own brand. I won't go into it, but I will have a brand hopefully by the end of the year, and I can work for myself. I'm looking forward to that. But as of right now, that's what I'm doing. I'm really just learning how to do all that so I can venture off into my own, so I can combine the cakes with the other stuff too, because I want to open a bakery that's strictly edibles, where it's just like pastries and shit, because I feel like that would be super dope. There's not a whole lot of that out here, so
that's dope. Yeah, so I guess Oklahoma's recreational.
No, it's just medical right now, but hopefully it'll be, I'm kind of like on the fence about it. So like, while I do want it to be recreational, because I feel like everybody should have access to marijuana, I also feel like when they do that, the quality of the weed is going to go down, and then other shit's going to come into play, and it's going to be kind of weird. So the medicinal is cool for now, because I feel like they've got it kind of under control, and the people who need it most can get access to it. And granted, everybody can find weed, but it's there for the patients who need it, who need the convenience, the older people, the people with cancer who don't feel good and stuff like that. So I'm cool with it being where it's at now. But if it did go recreational, I feel like it would be, there would be a lot more opportunities for people.
for sure. No,
yeah,
that's still cool though. A whole medical bakery and whatnot.
Yeah, I feel like that would be super dope because there's not a lot of people that do that kind of thing. You know, like the gummies and the suckers and the hard candies and stuff, like the cereal bars. Those are popular, but you don't really see, you know, like just pastries that are edibles as well.
Right. See, I'm glad I couldn't fuck with that shit. I would just eat all day. I would just
I feel you.
Get high and eat, and I'd be high. Yeah, I don't. But hey, somebody wants it for sure. That's
absolutely
it's a cool thing. Them wedding cakes. I'm looking for them wedding cakes though. Somebody
I know. I feel like that would be super fire. I would love to do that. I always say that whenever I'm opening up a bakery like that, having a whole wedding cake that's just an edible. That would be fire.
Yeah, that is cool. What did she say? Hold on. Tell these folks about all your talents: cake, cookies, brownies, and paintings. Bitch, you do it all.
I do. I'm a hustler, man. If I can work for myself, I'm going to, because I'm just like I'm a Sagittarius. I don't know if that means anything to y'all, but like I'm real into astrology. But Sagittarius are very free spirits, and I've always been that way. I don't like authority. I like to be the boss of everything. I like to do everything myself. Like I said, I'm addicted to learning, so I've taught myself all of these things that I do, and I've practiced all of these things that I do. You know, people go out and do all this and that and party and drink and do drugs and whatever for fun, but me, I'll be in the house watching a YouTube video on how to do something, and then I do it, and I turn it into a hobby because I have to be creating at all times. Like if I'm not creating, I'm depressed. I feel like I want to fucking kill myself because I'm not doing anything productive. I have to be productive at all times, and I don't care what it takes. If I have to learn a new hobby, I'm going to, because I have to stay moving at all times.
There you go. She gonna paint you.
I can too. If y'all need a painting, let me know. I got you.
She's gonna paint you a medicinal wedding cake while she raps a song about it.
Absolutely.
On a Telegram for $3.99 a minute. Sign up now. Venom say Drippin.
Start an OnlyFans. Just cakes and paintings and all that shit.
Cake paints.
I believe there is a niche for that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then I'm gonna advertise it to make it look like it's some freaky shit. But then whenever you come in there, I'm gonna just be Bob Rossing it up.
All right. Isn't there like a thing where people like sit on cakes or some shit, so you could like you can go through the whole process for somebody, and then for somebody else you can sit on the cake.
Yeah, step on it
and be like, this is medicinal cake too.
Yeah,
my ass is
right.
high.
A fucking mess.
That's ridiculous.
It is, but people do it though.
So many opportunities out there for you.
Facts.
So throughout all this caking and painting and marijuana, and you've still been able to put out 3 mixtapes, 3 albums, many other singles, music videos, and more. And you've worked with a ton of artists along the way. Tell me about ISO. How did you link up with ISO?
Okay, so ISO, that's my dude, man. I love ISO so much. I met ISO, let me take that before, I'm going to say something else before I say that, because I talked to him before I met him. So he and I were friends on Facebook in like 2013. He was already one of my favorite artists. I think this is around the time, I don't know for sure what year Dreamin' came out with him and Twisted Insane, but Twisted Insane at the time was my favorite rapper, and then I got put on to ISO by Twisted Insane, and then after that, ISO became my favorite rapper. And one day I was at work and I was on Facebook and I saw that ISO had posted on my timeline, and I was like, what the hell? So I go look at it, and he posted, "You Go Hard." And I was like, what? So he found my music like completely out of the blue, wasn't even talking to me. I didn't post anything on my Facebook. He was looking on YouTube. He had typed in female rappers and I popped up, and that's how he heard about me. And then Nitro, one of my homies, he sent him a link of one of my songs, and so he was like, okay, bet. So if she is popping up like this, like I need to get into contact with her. So that's how we became cool. I finally met him in person at the Fuck 'Em All tour. I don't remember what year it was. I think it was 2016. I could be wrong. 2016 or 2017 is when I finally met him in person. But we've been rocking for a long time. Like, it's always love. He's one of the sweetest people I've ever met in my entire life. He has done a lot for me. He's always kept his word. You know, we didn't actually work together until the beginning of last year. He had me come out to Strangeland, and we recorded the song for his album Get Well Soon. The pre-order bonus track is what I was on. But he's always kept his word. He's literally one of the most solid people I've ever met in my entire life.
Hell yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
So you went out to Strangeland in KC and recorded that track.
Yeah,
it's called
and I actually
Crazy,
produced
right?
that shit too.
Oh really? You produced it?
Yep, I did.
Oh shit, that's what's up. So that was for anybody that pre-ordered King ISO's last album, Get Well Soon, which he's out on the Get Well Soon tour right now.
Yep.
You would have got that track included.
Absolutely.
And
I think somebody posted it on YouTube, so if y'all want to go check it out, it should be up still, I think.
Yeah, so go bump it. And then while you were out there, you met some more people in the Strange Music family, right?
Yeah, so I met Tech was out there. I met Joey Cool. Everybody else that was already out there I had met previously, like Tabo was out there, King Cash was out there, Snake Lucci was out there, C-Mob was out there. So we linked up, all of us in the same room, which was literally one of the dopest moments of my life, because having that much talent in one room, the energy was literally, I can't even explain it. I felt special to be in that room, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like I'm surrounded by all my favorite people. It took everything in me not to cry. I definitely cried when I got back in the car, but yeah, I got to meet Tech and everything, and Tech listened to my verse on that song, and he was going crazy. It was really hard for me to keep my composure, because Tech 9 has been my idol since I was really, really young. Like, my first tattoo was a Strange Music tattoo, like the logo and shit, so it kind of felt like I had manifested that shit over the years, because it was just a very surreal moment for me. I was really, really happy I got to do all that.
That's dope as fuck. Hell yeah, that's sick.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to all them other cats, C-Mob's the homie, and everybody else. That's all.
Oh yeah, I love C-Mob. C-Mob is he's always putting me up on game. Like, he's always sending me some inspirational shit, or saying some positive reinforcement type stuff, and I really appreciate him. He's probably one of the coolest people I've ever met. He looks, and he's real. He's got like a real tough exterior, but whenever you actually get to kick it with him, he's so sweet.
Yeah, he's good people. Shout out to Indiana in the house.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So Tech 9's definitely a good person to meet if you're interested in the music industry, especially in the hip hop underground, for sure.
Absolutely. And a lot of people say don't meet your idols, but I was like, damn, this man is literally everything I expected and more. Like, he is the most humble person I've ever met. Like, he doesn't even act like he's a fucking legend. You know what I mean?
For sure. Don't meet him, work with him. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying?
You said what?
I said don't meet him, work with him.
Oh, yeah, I'm planning on it as soon as I can. Absolutely.
Hell yeah. That's super dope. Yeah, shout out to all good people down there, man.
Hell yeah. And
you worked with our homies, Fams and the Hooligans, too, right?
Yes, I love Fams. Me and him go way back. Way, way back. Me and him did a couple tracks together back in, 2013, 2012. That shit is crazy. I love Fams. He's always been super solid. He's one of my favorite people.
Hell yeah. Shout out to Fams, too.
Absolutely.
So then kind of catching up to current times, you just recently dropped the new single, Baby Goat.
Yes.
And that's it's your single, but then it's your name, but tell us about what's going on with that track and the video.
So Baby Goat came about. A lot of people on my Facebook, they like to gas me up, and so I'm obviously not the GOAT yet. I'm like, okay, we can work up to that, but they be calling me the GOAT, and I'm like, okay, that's cool, and I appreciate y'all for gassing me up like that, but I'm not the GOAT yet. So I changed my name on Facebook to Baby Goat, and I said I'm changing my rap name to Baby Goat, just playing. But then I came up with the idea to make this song one day, and I don't know, I was just playing around with it, and so in the beginning of the song I said I had to hit y'all with the Baby Goat flow, and so in the song has nothing to do with baby goats, but I decided, let me go fucking to a baby goat farm or a goat farm and fucking shoot a video with goats, and it was the best experience of my entire life. I had so much fun, it's not even funny. Hell
yeah. No, it's dope. Yeah, the video's out now. You guys can peep the video. We're gonna play the song whenever we.
Hell yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, definitely check out the video. So speaking of the name, where does Venom stay drippin'? Where does that name come from? How did you get that name?
So I got that name whenever I first started doing music. I did some song. I don't remember. This was like fucking so long ago. But in the song, I said something about Venom dripping like acid rain or some shit, and I don't know how I curated Venom Stay Drippin' out of that. But that's how I got my name. I'm also obsessed with like Venom from Spider-Man, and I love Spider-Man, so I just kind of like went with that. And I love Medusa, and so that's why Venom Stay Drippin' is just, I don't know, it doesn't make sense to people, and honestly it doesn't make sense to me, but since I named myself that back in the day and it stuck, like I just kept it.
So was that the first like name, your first rap name, or were you?
My first rap name altogether was The Goddess, but I didn't really think that fit me, and somebody else gave me that name. And so once I realized, like I can do what I want to do, I don't have to do what somebody else is telling me what to do, because I'm a kid, so I think I have to listen to everybody and what they tell me. And so once I started finding my own voice, like I renamed myself because I felt like The Goddess was first of all too girly for me, because I'm a tomboy. Like, yeah, I wear makeup and stuff, but I'm a tomboy, and so I'm like, I really don't like that, because that just, it kind of put a lot of pressure on me as far as like feeling like I had to be sexual, and so that's why I changed my name, because I didn't really feel comfortable doing that, and so I just never been that type of person, and I feel like that's it fits me more now than it did then, but since I renamed myself Venom Stay Drippin', I just kind of kept that, and it stuck, and everybody knows me by that. They call me Venom or V, so I just never changed my name.
So that fire ass record that's on Dat Piff, is that still under Venom Stay Drippin' then?
Yeah, that's a good question. Let me actually, I don't know. It's either under Venom Stay Drippin' or The Goddess.
I just want to make sure everybody goes and listens to it.
But it should pop up, though. I think it does, to be honest with you.
That's what's up. Tony, what did you say earlier about her name? Your description of her name?
It's Venom Stay Drippin' because she's always on the attack. She's got fangs, and the poison's always dripping out. And
it's like you're always ready.
Always ready. Yeah.
That's dope.
Always ready. Absolutely.
Yeah. I thought that was dope.
Always on the offense.
Oh yeah, that's a way better description than what I can give. I'm like, well,
that's why I wanted him to say it so you could steal it from him.
You're welcome to use it.
Because it's steady, you know what I mean? You're always ready to pounce.
Hell, that could be a new image logo for you. You just have the fangs and stuff like that. Because Whitney Payton's got the wolf, and there you go. You can be the fangs. Those
facts, absolutely. Yeah, whenever the homie made my logo, I was like, this is exactly what I need it to be. It's like a cross between Medusa and Venom. Like, the shit is fire. Yeah, it's super dope. I love my logo.
Yeah, see, there you go. Now it ties in even better.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. That's the shit.
Thank you.
So that single's out now, and then you're working on new stuff. So what can the people expect from you soon? You got a new record you're working on, new videos. What's going on in the world of Venom?
Yeah, I got some videos I'm working on. I got a couple shows. I'm headlining my first show next month in Tulsa. It's going to be lit. I don't really know every detail about it. I know it'll be July 22nd at the Blackbird on Pearl in Tulsa. And like I said, I'm working on this brand, so we're going to try to do some meet and greets for that. I got a project I'm working on, but I'm mostly focusing on singles right now because I feel like that's where you get the most reach, and not trying to shove an entire project down somebody's throat at this stage. So really I'm focusing on singles and videos. I got a couple singles I got ready to go. I have a song with the homie Easy G called Hard to Love You. That's going to be my next single to drop, and we're going to shoot the video for that in Omaha in August. So that'll probably be my next video that I drop too. Really, since I'm an independent artist, I can do whatever the fuck I want. So I'm going to say that's going to be the next song, and then tomorrow I'll probably fucking drop another song. But yeah, so that's where I'm at right now.
Hell yeah. Tons of shit coming. And you also had mentioned you're working on a whole bunch of stuff that you're not allowed to talk about. Tell us more about that.
So I did tell you, so the whole bunch of stuff that I'm not allowed to talk about, I definitely gave y'all that. Just working on the brand, as a whole. I don't have a name for it yet, but we've got all the foundation set up for it. And it's just going to be Oklahoma for now, since, marijuana is not legal everywhere, and I don't know all the laws. I'm the face of the shit. I tell people what to do, and they do it for me. So that's where we're at with that. But so that, and then the meet and greets and the show in Tulsa, my first headlining show. But really, without saying too much, that's what I meant by I got a lot of stuff going on.
Hell yeah. We'll start saving up your money out there, guys, so you guys can take a trip to Oklahoma when the big announcement drops, so you can go
Hell yeah.
pick up that new from that new brand with that Venom
Absolutely.
dripping. Hell yeah, that's what's up. So we like I said, I mentioned we're gonna play some songs here in a minute. I got a short little playlist. I'm gonna go over it with you.
Okay.
So if there's any like tidbits or just fun behind the scenes or just something you want to say about the tracks or whatever.
Okay.
Obviously, I said we're gonna play. We got Baby Goat first. We're gonna play that for everybody. We kind of talked about that one already. And then we got Drowning.
Okay, so Drowning. I wrote that song. I've dealt with a lot of people in my life that I care about have struggled with addiction, and like my dad was an alcoholic. My cousin was on drugs real bad. Both of my cousins, I actually lost an aunt and a cousin to overdose. And I've been in a relationship with an alcoholic and somebody who abused drugs. And so I wrote that song to help me cope and help other people cope, because I know a lot of people talk about addiction in their music firsthand, but I haven't really heard a lot of people talk about loving somebody with an addiction or being that outside person seeing somebody struggle with it. So that's where the inspiration from that song came. It's probably my most popular song, and everybody I know who loves my music knows every word to that song. And then when I perform it anywhere I'm at, everybody is singing that shit back to me. It's amazing.
That's awesome. That's all. That's.
Yeah, I'm just happy I can touch people with it, because I really opened up on that one. I was really vulnerable then.
I mean, that's what it's all about, for real.
Absolutely.
Next up, I got Anxious, The Encounter.
So that's the beginning of my project. That was really just like, I just wanted to spit a verse, it's for my intro, and then I got a little skit at the end of that, which is kind of hard to explain, but it's a real phone call. I know that's for sure. Like, that was definitely a real phone call. I had to chop it up and edit it to make it sound better, because it was a recording of my voice and hers, so I had to re-say what I was saying in the phone call on the mic, and I had to chop it up and edit it. But that was a real phone call at the end of that song. It's kind of you'll get the gist. It's hard for me to explain.
Just listen.
But then that leads into Drowning. So if you wanted to play Anxious before Drowning, that would make more sense, because it leads into the song.
I guess we can do that.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to. It just makes more sense that way.
I'm trying to confuse people.
Do what?
I said I'm just trying to confuse everybody.
Oh, no, you're good. It doesn't matter. Either way, it's going to rock, so it's cool.
Yeah. Then we got Dope featuring Mills.
Okay, so that song is absolute trash, but you can play it if you want to. So I don't talk to her anymore. That's my cousin. She and I had a falling out, but we recorded that shit. I wrote her verse, and I had to kind of talk her through recording it. It was cool to watch her push herself, though. You know what I mean? She had never done music before, and she really wanted to write or rap on a song with me. And so I sat down and I kind of taught her how to do things and how to say things, and I helped her by writing the verse for her, and she had a lot of fun doing it, and I had a lot of fun too. That's definitely crazy that you're playing that, though, because I haven't talked to her in like 2 years. I hope she's doing okay.
Well, hope maybe she'll listen. Maybe
maybe so.
Maybe y'all can reconnect. I don't know.
I don't know. I think she lives in another state now.
That's all right. So do we.
Yeah.
Then we got Vicky Guerrera from Fams and the Hooligan featuring Stray from Sky Swamp Orange and Venom Stay Drippin'.
Hell yeah. So that's probably one of my favorite features I've ever done. I love them so much. They're so fire. Whenever he sent me that, like, I told him, I was like, man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this back to you hella soon, but I'm going to try. And then I ended up hearing it, and I recorded that shit the same day and sent it back. I was like, this shit is so fire. It was probably one of my favorite features I've ever done.
Hell yeah. It's a fire track. Then we got Drippin'.
Yep. Okay, so Drippin' was from my last project, Product of the North Side. I feel like Product of the North Side, that whole project was me really just like learning myself, because that's the first project I fully engineered by myself and mixed, and it sounds awful, but you can tell that I've gotten better from that project to my most previous project, or recent project, sorry. That was where I really learned my sound, and I really got comfortable with myself. because before that I didn't really know my sound as an artist. So I feel like whenever you hear that, you're gonna be able to tell. Like that's where I got comfortable with myself. It's not an amazing song because I really can't stand listening to my old shit, but the progression is super dope from then to now.
Hell yeah. And then last but not least, we have You Can't Sit With Us.
Okay, so that's a song with me and the homie Marco Parks. We have a project called Rush Hour. We recorded all that over here, and I have to give him props because he really, really, really taught me how to engineer, and he gave me a whole lot of pointers on how to produce. So I have to give him his props on that. He's the main person that I watched to learn how to do all that. And he helped kind of mold me into the artist that I am today because I really am inspired by him. Like, he's so talented. He does everything himself. Like, I learned so much from him whenever he was here. He was in Oklahoma for, I think, 5 months. And in that 5 months is when I learned how to produce and I learned how to engineer.
That's what's up. Hell yeah. So, yeah. And I it's just I just felt like some of it's like different styles and different sounds and different eras to try to get everybody like a taste, you know what I mean? So try to mix it up a little bit.
Hell yeah. I appreciate you guys. You guys went out of your way to put that together.
Hell yeah. I do have one more question for you. If anybody listening live right now on YouTube or at repliconradio.com, if you guys have any questions, put them in the chat room. There's some weird porno spam in there right now. I don't know.
I see that. I'm like, what the fuck?
I don't know what just happened.
What you love cheap?
You love to chip fuck, then we're in.
That's all right.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, like, I appreciate you. But
yeah.
But yeah, anybody got any questions, get them in the chat right now. But we do ask all of our guests the same shit because we're unoriginal and that's just how we do. Plus we like to do it. It's fun. Essentially, you got 3 records, 3 albums that either inspire you as an artist or as a person, or either you just could not live without. Maybe you cry to it when you're baking medical cakes, or you punch holes in the walls, whatever it may be. 3 albums you could not live without. What would they be?
3 albums that I couldn't live without. I would have to say, and shameless homie promotion. You see, Angelic by Tech 9 is probably my favorite Tech album. I would have to say, it's kind of hard to narrow it down to one for him, but probably The Insanity Plea for ISO, and then Dog Food 3 from Tabo. Those are probably my top 3 albums that I couldn't live without.
What? Sorry, I think you cut out. What was it? King ISO, and what were the other 2?
So Tech 9, Angelic.
Okay.
And then King ISO, The Insanity Plea, and Tabo the Truth, Dog Food 3.
Dope. Hell yeah. So there it is, 3 dope records. Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Mix all that shit up, you get a little bit of Venom dripping. If you pour it out
Facts.
slow. You gotta pour it out slow to get it to drip though.
Yes.
Hell yeah, that's what's up. So the new single's out now. We're gonna play some music. Remind everybody where they can follow you. Do you have merch, anything like that available?
Yes, I do have merch available. My website isn't up yet. I'm doing it like out of the trunk virtually. So if you want merch from me, hit me up on any of my socials. Send me your info. I'll send you my Cash App. I'll ship it out to you the next day. You can find me on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, all at Venom Stay Drippin. You can find me on Twitter and Snapchat at VSickness, VISICCNEZZ. That should be all my socials, I believe.
So there you go. Definitely people out at Venom Stay Drippin. Probably the easiest way to find it, and then just click all the links in the bios and whatnot. Support the music. Buy some shit. Buy a shirt.
Please. I have hoodies. I have shirts. Let me know.
You're like, why don't you sneak in a couple of them cupcakes in there for me?
Hey, look. On a good day, I might send you guys some treats. For real, because I do be having them. So
there you go. Y'all get the hook up.
I would love to be a taste tester.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Hit her up.
Send me y'all's address. I'll send y'all a care package. I promise you. Just let me know.
Hell yeah.
There you go, P. Send her my address.
All right. I'll send her the address. Hell yeah, that's the shit. Well, yeah, I want to officially welcome you to the Replicon Radio family.
Welcome.
We had
thank you guys. I had a lot of fun. You guys are super dope.
Hell yeah, that's what's up. I'm excited to see where it goes and what's happening in the future for Venom. Stay dripping. You got any last words, any shout outs or anything we should have got to that we didn't?
I think we covered everything. But shout out to everybody who fucks with me, dude. Like, y'all don't understand. It's like it's a daily thing. You guys always remind me how I'm good enough. I always struggle and I'm always in my head thinking I'm not good enough, and you guys always remind me. So everybody listening right now that fucks with me and came here through the link on my page, thank you so much. To all the people that aren't familiar with me, if you're still here, I appreciate you, taking your time to listen to me, and thank you guys especially for having me on here, because you guys took the time out of your day, and I really, really appreciate you.
Well, thank you.
We appreciate you. We're excited. We're all best friends. Yay!
Yay!
Hell yeah. Well, much love. We're going to take a break. If you guys are tuned in on the YouTube live, head on over to repliconradio.com so you can listen to the music. Or if you're listening to the replay, which is available on all streaming platforms, none of this matters because the music's just going to play. But for all the YouTube live listeners, we don't play music on YouTube.
Sorry.
That's just silly. And we'll be back to talk some more shit after the break. Much love. Venom, stay dripping. And
thank you.
We'll talk to you soon. And we'll be back after the break, y'all.